If you see the top of these and you already know what they are, then lucky you. I don't know. So we'll start the first portion of this uh, fucking thing by saying what I've been making lately on my 22 pin knitting machine. And I've been contemplating whether or not I want to bump it up for my 48 pin and make like giant versions of these, but I'm not quite sure we're there yet. So if you want to let me know what you think about these, if you think a giant version would sell better. Also, I was originally going to set all of these at the same price for the sake of like quality, but that like one takes way more time than the rest of them. They actually dramatically decrease in time, take it quite a bit. So first, I have some little peony babies. So some of them, I mean, like I have to detail the eyes, and really that's like the big thing is like putting a face on these. The other ones don't have faces, and I don't feel like they need faces. And I don't even have to put faces on these. Maybe I'll just make some without faces, and that'll be just fine too. But I want to have some options, so I've made these friends here. So, I figured, if I'm going to go in the direction of making some genitalia, I'm just going to go for it and make other ones. So, I made these little babies. And they're like stress balls. I mean, they're very squishy. And I just made them kiss. That's how lesbian babies are made. Just so you know. This one, this is very big. Just like when I should die, this is the first one I made, and I tried to size it right, but I'm like, it's a trans man. I'm giving them all hair just because I feel like it just looks better, even though that's not, I feel like it looks better with the design. So I don't have a lot of value colors and hair colors. So but yeah, so I did those, gonna do some more probably of those. And then I just made this tonight, and the goal was to make a butthole. I think I did it, but I just want some feedback. I used because I was trying to do the pattern myself, like I did with the vagina, or the vulva rather, but I just couldn't quite figure out how I wanted to portray this, and so I kept on looking for different things, and I finally found a pattern for a heart, like a plush heart, on because I was like, I can make a short tube and then scrunch both ends and flatten it out. It's a flat circle and it looks like a butthole. But I was like, but what good is that? And like, who would buy that? I was like, you throw it at someone, but like, I don't know why you would do that or have that. So I had to alter some stitch counts. So I had to pull it apart, take it back to put it back together a couple times to get it right. But I think this is cute. I think it sends a message. The heart, not only is it like, yes, I love you, and I love your butthole, but it also kind of gives like the illusion of like cheeks and a hole. And I didn't do anything here because like I wanted to keep it very genitalia neutral. So just like a little butt heart. So I'm gonna be showing this off like as people come in, hopefully, so that I can get some feedback because I need to know if this is the way. But I was gonna sell these for $15, and I was originally going to sell all of them for $15, but like you can't tell me that this is actually worth $15. So I think the lowest price I have for anything is probably $8. So I think a squishy ball that looks like a butthole for $8 would be reasonable, and then maybe I'll do like 12 for the maybe I'll do, I don't know, I'll figure it out. but especially if I'm going to do some without the faces, because that's like way easier. So I don't know. Yeah, the faces are the harder part. So I am kind of like sweaty, which I know you all really wanted to know and really cared about. So my sleep has been like, I'm not even gonna pretend like it's like getting back to normal, because it's not. It's just like it's having an overhaul that might be taking me in the wrong direction. I don't know. But something that I need to work on that I haven't been working on, because I've been dealing with a lot of mental health stuff, is this the commission that I got. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work on it, because I found some like old reference pictures a while back when I was like looking into stuff, and I was like, okay, yeah, like I'll do it like that. And then I found like more reference pictures, but they had saved somewhere else, and there were more organs, because I was like, all of these things I see, there's not really any organs. And then I found some with the organs. So I'm just gonna kind of freehand the organs. You can tell me that they look wrong all day long. I'm just gonna go for like a general shape that I know some organs to be. And if you want to get real scientific with it, that's amazing. But I just want something that kind of it definitely reads as organ, but that's kind of the point. So I think the the organ that I'm going to focus on making is the liver, because the liver has kind of this like distinguished shape, and I'm just gonna kind of go for it. Now I'm using a yarn that I don't particularly like. I did use this yarn to make a small heart, um, but I used it with like a really small, well, it wasn't that small, it was like a 3.75 hook, and like it was so awful to find my stitches. Let me show you. Nope, it's literally in the bag right next to me. Okay, just like buried. Then, and it just kind of was like, it's like not like soft. It's not exactly what I want. So, which crust is exactly what I want. True. In any part of my life, but whatever. Okay, is this it? No, that's it. I don't want to have to take every single thing out here just to find this heart that I made. Okay, nope. Ah, fuck. So, basically, I made one of these hearts, but I made it with this yarn instead. And I don't I don't often use this type of yarn, this like velvet, where it's like sewn and then has like fringe coming off of it. I don't use it often, um, and I don't like it. I don't like it. It doesn't like, it seems like it should be like a very soft yarn, and then it just kind of turns into a like weird yarn. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't enjoy using it. So I'm going to use a much bigger hook, but something that hopefully isn't too big. Hey Zach, question. Does this make you think of a butthole? Because I'm trying to make stuff for Pride, and I thought it would be hilarious to have a butthole. Didn't quite know how to do it. Then I found a stuffed heart pattern, and so I modified it to hopefully look like a butthole. So let me know. I know you're probably not in the business of looking at a lot of buttholes, but if you could just give me like a 1-2 of like, if you saw that, would you be like, that's a butt? That would be good to know. But do what you will with that information. I'm using a 5mm hook, which I think the fuzz should be enough to conceal the conceal the polyfill in it. And so like I want to make sure, I want to start like a little bit smaller because I want to do some increases that will eventually, to me it does. Okay, great, that's awesome, that's what I want to hear. I wanted to make buttholes. Yep. So I'm going to, I can see the stitches easier now, thus far, but actually it's not great. I just don't like yarn like this. This is yarn from Dollar Tree, and it was only available for like Valentine's Day, like a couple years ago, I think, or something. And I can see why a lot of people didn't buy it. Personally. Um, so I mean, like, I think it could be good if you're like gluing it onto something, but as for like crocheting and stuff with it, it feels pretty icky, and it just doesn't make like soft fat. Like, it looks soft, but then it feels awful. Is this a velvet yarn? And if it is all velvet yarn is awful? Real question, because I don't use that, because I pick it up and I'm like, no. I know myself now that I know if I bought something like that, I wouldn't use it. I got like 3 big like balls of like Bernat baby blanket velvet whatever, from Granny D like 100 years ago, when I very first met her, and I honestly have not touched it because I don't know what to do with it, and I don't know how to crochet with it. It just makes me nervous, and I don't want it. But she was very sweet to give me. I mean, she gave me a lot of yarn. Hey, Nifty, welcome in. Yeah, I'm not complaining about getting free yarn from Granny D, back in the day, especially. My yarn collection was not what it is now. Now I'm like, I do want free yarn, but I also know that I do not need it. For the, I should rephrase. I need free yarn, but I just need specific free yarn. I know what yarn I like to use. So, Nifty, I'm doing a poll. Does this look like a butthole to you? I'm trying to make body parts to sell for Pride, and I thought like a stress ball heart-shaped butthole would be funny. I also have made a vagina and penises if you want to see those, because I think they're hilarious. I mean, here's the thing. Like, I posted the penis on like, they don't look realistic. I mean, they're like cartoon versions, right? But like, but a lot of people on my knitting machine group, because I bought this like pattern, and I've seen like a lot of people put like fake penises up and stuff. Like, it's not been a big deal. So, but like a couple people were like, "Hey, this is Ortiz, tell me that it was a butthole. You had to tell." Okay, can I see the others? Okay, so I don't. Okay, there's no other buttholes. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. But like the thing is, not a lot of people don't see buttholes every day, so that's fine. Most people don't. So these are the penises that I've made thus far. This was my first one. I thought it was gonna be glorious and rainbow, but it was horrifying, haunting, and the color looks terrible. I love this rainbow yarn. It just worked up terribly. It looks good in like the flip, but okay, Zach, that's fine. And I like embroidered some like facial features on it. That's that. This is, some of the progression of them. So these are for Pride in June. So I'm just trying to kind of get my like the full gambit of products that I'm gonna make, and then I'll just make a bunch. I have one vagina. There's 2 vaginas. Okay. It was somewhere, but oh, there it is. They end up at the bottom of the bag. So these are the vagines. They're wonderful. Love the dark one the most, but love the glasses. Yeah, the glasses are real fun. I think I might. I was gonna charge more for those because like the face takes a while to do and to make look right. Um, uh, but then I was like, oh, I could just make them without some of them without faces and charge less because they're really easy to put together. So maybe I'll do that, and if people want faces, then I'll do like a surcharge or whatever. But like, so yeah, so these are just the ones that I've done so far. I've got some more like colors on the way um, for skin tones and for vagina colors. Because and like hair colors because yeah, so then this is the adjacent butthole, and I thought these looked like cheeks, which I thought was cute. I played with the design a little bit, and then I was just like I was trying to like search things. Maybe I could do something that looked like a peach, and I was like, how do I make a peach? And so I was trying to find like people who have made stuff, and then I was like, what about like a heart? And then so the person who did the plush heart did a closure that looked like this, and I was like, oh my gosh, it looks like a butt. So it's kind of like the cheeks and the hole, and then I chose to not put any genitalia on it because one, I think it's cute enough already, and then two, I just anybody can be a fan of butts. So so yeah, so I've been trying to like utilize my Centro machine as much as possible because I can really make a lot more and like not kill my hands. So I can alternate between just kind of depending on where I am physically. Like if my wrist hurts, I can switch over. Yeah. So yeah, they're fun. Yeah, so I just thought they would be like a fun thing for Pride, and I just like I don't know, I love making stupid shit. Like I just make it makes me happy. It makes me laugh. I don't know, like so. When I posted the penises on the group, like some people were like, "Why would you do that?" Or like, "This isn't really poor taste," and I was like, one person even said they were gross, and I was like, one, it's like not anatomically correct, but like more, like about half the world has them. Like that's that's not nice, like just because like and like they were also like, if I had kids, I wouldn't want them to see that, and I was like, wait, so you're complaining because like you're upset, but you don't because if you had kids, but you don't have kids, so you're making up kids to be upset about? I don't understand. It was really weird, but most people were like, haha, this is hilarious. And people were like, I want to see the butts, I want to see the vaginas. So that was cool. And right now I'm making a liver, different body part, way less funny, but this is for, sorry, I have a chip lodged in my throat. Um, uh, so, hold on a second. But I'm doing this for the commission. Sorry, 1 second. Okay. Sorry, I had to take a picture of something, send it to my friend. Been delaying, and I like someone said something, and I was like, oh shit, I was supposed to send this to him. So, yeah. Okay, sorry about that. Let's catch up to the current. How's your skeleton? See, that's what I'm working on right now. I'm working on the liver, or like a liver-looking type object. I don't know. So yeah, that's coming along. And then I'm just trying to. So for some reason, I was like, I had envisioned in my mind kind of how some of these things would look. And I was looking at the reference photos that, like some of the reference photos that I had, and I was like, I'm not really seeing what I'm envisioning. Why am I envisioning these things, right? And so it turns out that in another spot on my phone, I don't know why, they were like other like inspiration photos, but I got them all from the same message from her. So I don't know why they were in a different spot on my phone. But I found them, and then they had the organs and stuff like that, and you know, whatever. So I'm just kind of freehanding this. I'm using this. I guess it's velvet yarn. I don't know. You all can let me know. So it's like it's technically like kind of it's kind of made like if you sew like where there's like the tassel or the fringe or whatever. So it's like sewn on top, and then it's like fringy at the bottom, and it twists a lot. This is what it looks like. So I think it's supposed to be like a velvet. It doesn't feel as soft as any other velvet I've ever felt. So it's like some like weird velvet ribbon decorative thing. I got it at Dollar Tree a long time ago. And they released it one Valentine's Day, and then they never released it again because like no one was buying it because it feels like garbage. And when you work it up, it looks kind of cool, but it doesn't like feel good. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't feel like soft, like blanket yarn or something like that. So, um, okay, so it looks like we're getting some positive reviews. I think if maybe the basket said butthole, you would be like, oh yeah, I see butthole. Let me know if that's a correct assumption. But if I said, hey, look at this butthole heart that I made, you'd be like, oh yeah, I see it. Okay, let me know if that's true or not, because I just want to make sure that we're pleasing the gays. That's kind of my life goal is to please gays. um, And yeah, so I'm just making a liver with this. I thought it would be a really cool. I wanted to really play with textures with this. I mean, the holes are kind of big, but I don't think that they're going to be too bad. I really don't want to go down to hook size. Okay, let me just frog like this row and maybe the row before. Okay, cool. Thanks, Nifty. So are you working on anything nifty? What are you up to this fine evening? Or whatever it is, wherever you are. Okay, I'm just gonna frog the whole thing. I honestly can't see where things start and stop. God, this yarn is awful. Okay, so I have a 4.5 hook right here. Thank golly. Even though I like hardly ever use it. When these hooks first came out, these are from Furls. When they first came out, they sold out so quickly, and only like a couple random sizes were here, and they said limited time. So like no one knew if they were gonna ever come back. Now they're part of the permanent collection, which was smart. Baby blanket for your knees. Oh, nice. I would love to see that if you want to show it on Army of Weirdos, unless you've shown it already, in which case, let me know and I will look again. um, but that's so cool. Yeah, I bought some stuff to make a baby blanket, but I don't know when I'm gonna get to it. I was just gonna start because I was gonna do custom baby blankets, and I was like, getting people to like pick colors is such a fucking pain in the ass. People are so annoying about it. Um, so I'm like, I'm not. I'm gonna finish baby blankets and then let people decide if that's the color that they want. Okay, so this looks like it may be a better size. Like, because like, we're used, like, when you crochet or you knit or you do any kind of fiber arts, like, you're used to like looking online at colors and looking at different lines of like different types of yarn, and like understanding the pros and cons of each type of yarn, and looking at the colors that they come in and all that stuff. But um when you when you lost my train of thought. But when you're trying to show someone else, and so like the past person that I tried to show, um like they wanted like a sage green, so I had to find that, and then I was like, okay, so we could do. I was like, the two yarns, and they wanted to be really soft. That's all they said to me, and so like my mind immediately goes to like a worsted weight, like traditional acrylic, right? And so I was like, well, if you like when you say really soft, I don't like. I was like, okay, so we could do simply soft, which is like very like silky soft, or we can do like a nice like anti-pilling acrylic, right? And they were like, what about something like this? And then showed me a pattern, non like they showed me like blanket yarn, and I was like, okay. But like I spent like 30 minutes trying to find fucking sage green yarn in like the options that I thought would be good, and it was annoying. And then they were like, "I'm just gonna buy the yarn and you can make it." And I'm like, "Ugh, that yeah, that's gonna be fun to tell them." Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, we're all learning, and the thing is, what you see on like social media and other people using. Like, I know people who love to use blanket yarn, love it. Me, don't prefer it, would rather not. This velvet shit, I'm sure someone likes it, not me. um, so like, we're all learning like what we like, what works with the hooks we have. That's a big thing, because like some people use really sharp, like inline, like Susan Bates hooks, and then they want to start using cotton, and then it rips their cotton apart. And it's challenging. So, we have to learn all that stuff. Um, so So yeah, it's a learning process for sure, but like trying to educate someone while also trying to sell stuff to someone is too much for me. I don't have the patience. So I'm like, you buy what I make or you don't buy what I make. If you do want to pick the yarns, like I can send you on your way to pick the yarns, but like ask me before you buy it if this is a good material. Is this like what amounts you need? Then she was asking about ounces, but then like I didn't know she was like, how many ounces of yarn would you need for a 4x4 foot blanket? And I was like, it fucking depends on the yarn, and also I don't weigh any baby blankets. I don't know. She's like, well, a lady from church like just tells us based on ounces, and I'm like, okay, well, good for her. She's smart, knows things. I don't know how many ounces of yarn I've used ever, unless like unless I specifically know to measure it beforehand. Yeah, I was like, what do you want from me? I was like, if you get me like, I don't know what number I quoted it. Like, I was like, if because she wanted two colors, and I was like, you get three of each color. Pretty much no matter what size ball it is, I can make a blanket out of it. And then, yeah. But then it's like, oh, you want baby blanket? Okay, this is a completely different territory for me. So, ugh, this is just my ranting hour, apparently. Sorry, I've been kind of like MIA. I guess I haven't been as MIA as I feel like I have been. But for me, like, I've just, as a lot of you know, like, sleep, my mental health have been kind of in the can for a while. And, I'm really struggling to, um, I'm just trying to get by. Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. Um, so yeah, I'm just trying to add some random increases. I'm using a lot of what I know about uh, making um, certain types of things from like my packers, like with the shape of the scrotum. Like that's a big kind of help in kind of envisioning how I want to do my increases and decreases on this. Because I don't want it to be super like I want to make it plush, but I don't want to make it super super like mm, like I want it to be more like flat like this than like round all over like this, right? Where like this is a lot of dimension. I want to make it more flat. Because I don't want it, because it's going to be underneath the ribs, so I don't want it to have a lot of volume, especially right there. Um, but so I'm kind of using kind of like a general idea that I have from my packers to do that. I need to make a packer. The only order I have outstanding right now is a packer, and I was supposed to work on it today, and I didn't work on it at all today. um, but like, yeah, my shop slowed down a lot. I had a lot of orders in January, and then my orders kind of dropped off. I did raise the price of my packers because everything is kind of raising in price, and I'm kind of wondering because I've only had one order since I raised my price, and I'm kind of wondering if maybe I raised it too much. I was charging $15 and getting a bunch of orders, and I moved it up to 18 because shipping's gone up about $1, and then like I was trying to also um, uh, kind of like, because I was looking at it and I was like, I really don't make any money off of these, which is fine. I did want to make affordable products, but I was like, maybe I could make like a little bit of money, maybe make like $2 off of these. So that's why I went up to 18. Um, Also, for some reason, with my brain, like some numbers just look more appealing to me. I don't know. I've always been that way, and I swear it helped me somehow take tests when I was doing math tests for my former work, uh, former career. But uh, but yeah, so I switched it. I changed it up to 18, and I've only gotten one order in a month or so, maybe a month and a half since I've switched it up to 18. So I wonder if I overshot it too much. A lot of people are still like favoriting and like liking the 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 pattern, but a lot less sales. But sometimes sales just are like that, right? Where it's like sometimes people just don't buy them. So I'll keep it there for a while. If not, I'll run a sale where I move them down to like 17. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I mean, like if you see like a sale and you're like, oh, it's $17. It was 18. Not much. If I did like 10% off, that's $1.80 off. It brings it to about 16.20, and then Etsy takes its part. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna play it by ear. I'm having so much fun making pride objects though, that it is nice to do that and take a break from making packers like constantly. Even though I am making some packers for Pride. Um, I'm going to, I'm not making so many because one, they take a while to make, and two, I think what I like about making my packers is that they're very personalized. So so you can kind of uh, pick how you want them to look. So but yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm also using colors that like I bought a lot of like Halloween colored cotton, and then I haven't really used much of it, so I'm gonna use some of those colors, or use colors that don't sell as frequently, just so that I can, you know, get some colors out the door. Um, so I'm not gonna do like any skin tones or anything like that. Like I'm just strictly doing like kind of colors that don't get picked a lot. And then, so if you didn't know, so I think Nightbot dropped it a little while ago. They posted two things back to back, so it might have been a little overwhelming. The first one was to donate directly to my GoFundMe if you want to donate to help me put together this Pride booth that I'm doing. I did the math and I was like, wow, these are a lot of costs that are gonna be like my overhead is a little bit much for me, who is not making any money right now, and who, even when I'm selling stuff, I don't really make that much money. So my goal is to bring affordable um, uh, LGBTQ plus friendly items to Pride. And then, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing a fundraiser on March 16th. That's a Saturday at noon Eastern Standard Time. And it's going to be, I don't know how long it's going to be, if I'm being honest. Usually I put an end time, but I'm just going to roll with it. And I'm going to, my idea was to do 5 mystery boxes, and do, or maybe I'll do 3. I don't know if I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna reach my goal if I just do, uh, if I do 3, yeah, okay, I'll do 5 mystery boxes, and so those boxes will be filled with, and they're gonna be all different sizes. I haven't figured out quite the mechanics of this. If you want to help me figure this out right now, would appreciate it, but you don't have to. So basically, I'm gonna have 5 mystery boxes, and they're gonna be filled and taped, and I'm gonna number them in random order from 1 to 5, right? And so the first one, I'll be like, okay, this is box number 1. I will not tell you the size. I will not tell you what's in it. It is a mystery box, so we're just gonna keep that. And then people will bid. Whoever bids the highest for that box will get that box. But I don't know, I don't feel like that's gonna work that great. And I feel like it's not because I like, why would someone, if they don't know if they're gonna get a small box or like shitty, it's not, none of it's gonna be shitty yarn, like for sure. Like I would never be like, oh, pay $50 for this box and it's like $10 worth of Dollar Tree yarn. Like, not that Dollar Tree yarn is shitty, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna make these boxes good, but I just like, I don't know. I don't know how to get people, I don't know how to fundraise well. I've done that in the past. Auctions have been my most successful, but they're still not super successful because I have a pretty small following. So I'm trying to figure out how to bring in, bring the heat, make it a little bit more exciting. So any ideas on how I could do that would be great. Otherwise, I mean, I could just sell, like, I could auction off yarn that I have so people can see. That might work better because people can see it. I don't know. Thoughts? But if people can see the yarn, then they might be like, okay, yeah, like, I will pay this much money for it or whatever. But I don't know, maybe they won't spend as much money. I don't know. I don't know. I'm so confused, and I'm, again, really bad at fundraising. But, I've tried fundraisers. We had a pretty small fundraiser for the Alzheimer's longest day in December, and it turned out I put so much effort into it, and it turned out to be quite a bit smaller than I expected. So, and that was for a great cause. Like, this is just a half decent cause, and just like helping me put together a booth, which isn't dire, doesn't do research for important causes, anything like that. So I'm like, how am I gonna get any money? So also, if I sell yarn, like if someone buys like a bunch of yarn, then that's great because I can sell it all, ship it all together. But like, let's say a bunch of different people buy like one thing of yarn each. Well, that like shipping would be crazy. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, if you just want to click as a reminder for that fundraiser, even if you don't have money to go, or to buy any yarn or anything like that, even if you don't have that, it would still be really helpful for me. And then, when we get closer, sharing it out to whoever follows your channel would be really nice, just because I'm really, really, like, the goal, like, I don't want to have to mark up my goods so much that, like, people can't afford them. Again, my goal is to make affordable items. Especially, like, the thing is, like, not all of my items are going to be priced in that, like, cheap, basically no charge for labor price, but some of them are. I've got to buy all the yarn up front and have it made before then, so that's like helping me there. And then like the overhead cost is crazy. So like, so this is kind of what the overhead costs look like. So so the booth is $125. The an electrical outlet is $150. That's not necessary, but it's going to be the end of June. It's going to be very hot. I might actually personally die. So then I need a tent and chairs and tables and stuff like that. So what Pride Raleigh is doing is they're saying, well, you can rent from us. If you want to rent a booth, 2 chairs, and 2 tables, we'll give it to you for $325. That's less hauling back and forth. I don't have to worry about getting the right size tent or the right size tables. So that's $325. So like just those 3 combined are $600, and my goal is $500. And then like there's like I want to do like a changing booth so that people want to put in packers or tucking panties, or I'm gonna try to do some festival tops. Like if they want to change right there, they can do it. That's like $25. I have some containers that just to kind of display objects. Some yarn orders that I've done, and like just fucking shit that I've had to buy and whatever, like things I need to buy. I've got my inventory kind of stacked just so I can, and a lot of these I just have like 1 or 2 of, so that I can see what I've made. Hey Lydia, welcome in. I'm just talking about my costs for Pride and the best way to fundraise. So if you have any tips on how to fundraise, because I feel like I'm having a hard time thinking of ways to actually get people involved and, you know, buying stuff from me. So yeah, it's just like it's a lot of money up front, and then just and this will be my first ever like market situation video of yarn if you want to check it out. Oh, that would be awesome. Thank you. Oh, you posted a video of yarn if you want to check it out. Oh yeah, definitely. I'll check it out. I think I saw the link for it, but then I think it went away when I opened YouTube or something like that. But yeah, I'll go find it. But yeah, if any of you have like tips on like fundraising, if any of you have done it before and it's been successful, like that would all be like really helpful to me, because I don't know, like before my big depression and I stopped doing YouTube for a little while, like a year and a half, like I feel like I had like a lot more people like willing to, come to like fundraisers and things like that. And now that I'm smaller and get like fewer people like on things, like I feel like I don't really get like I don't ever really reach past. I don't ever reach any like fundraising goals I have. Where I had like one fundraiser before that did really well and raised like $600 or something crazy, and now it's like, nah, I can't even raise like $100. So, like I said, I thought about doing the mystery boxes. I've thought about doing just like selling yarn, but that has the potential to be very expensive. I didn't have any luck with it. Yeah, there. I don't know how to make them better. um, but so I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. I was also like, I could just like hold up some yarn and be like, I could like sell boxes of yarn and not have them be mystery boxes, or they'd be mystery boxes, but I tell you the size. An online silent auction on Facebook. Can you give me some more details? I was thinking of a silent auction, and then I realized I don't really know what a silent auction is. Like, is that the one where like everyone puts in bids and then the person who put in the highest bid gets it? I think you're probably allowed to do stuff like that on Facebook, but I don't know because I've never tried it. And also, I usually try to do all of this stuff on YouTube because YouTube tends to be kind of where I like to talk and show these types of things. You know, it has the potential of someone who doesn't, know you, running across the video, whereas Facebook, you're not going to run across this if you're not already like following that page or something like that. But yeah, tell me what you are thinking about the silent auction on Facebook. Oh, are you saying like I hold up the yarn or the box and people do a silent auction where they send me numbers on Facebook and then I give it to the highest one? Is that how a silent auction works? You base price for the item and people could bid in the comment section. Their winner would be the highest bid at a certain cut-off time. Okay, yeah, that's a cool idea. I like that. What if no one bids? Do I just say like no one bid? And I don't know, like I also run the risk of someone being like $5 and everyone saying $5. And then I have to give out away like all this nice yarn for $5. It makes me nervous. Bid on in the comment section. Okay. The one with the highest bid. Yeah. So the silent part is like other people don't know how much other people have bid, right? Okay, set the minimum price. Okay, yeah. I'm here with you. I'm catching up to the ideas that you were laying out. very clearly for me. I'm sorry. I'm very slow right now, and pretty much always, but okay, so now I have this. It's getting a little wider. I probably should have done more increases. I was just going toward my ball. But I'm probably gonna maybe do 2 rows with no increases, and then I'm gonna kind of pull it over this way and kind of have it be just what you think of as a liver shape, or what I think of as a liver shape. Because I could have people email me prices where they have to put like the box number, the price that they're willing to pay, and then I could do a silent auction that way. I'm liking the silent auction thing because he brought it up, and now I understand at all what it is. If I did a garage sale, I would never make any money. Like, I don't live in a place where like people. If I even was like, even if I advertised it on like every yarn place, like I kind of live in a place where like that wouldn't happen. Uh, so like a garage sale, like it that wouldn't work for me, unfortunately. Um, but I'll probably do it on my channel because as for this reach, and also gets people who are interested in yarn and willing to get yarn shipped to them. So I was like, I could either show people things and sell them that way, but then I run the risk of having like really high um, things. So this, I like that sexy bag you made. Base price would be 25. Oh, okay, okay. I see what you're saying. So you're saying auction off items. Okay, yeah. So one of the things is, and thank you for saying it's a very sexy bag. Oh my gosh, what if I like pinned the butt to the sexy bag? Sorry, I'm weird. Um, so Lydia, I've been advertising. So March 16th, I will be having a fundraiser. Nightbot should post it up sometime very soon. So I'm not thinking of making anything because I'm spending so much time making stuff for the Pride booth. So I probably would sell yarn, but I think that, I mean, the thing about handmade items, you make a point, it's like handmade items, they do have value that is like harder to measure. Whereas like someone could be like, oh, if this yarn is still being sold, I could easily buy it for XYZ price. Um, but I like the silent auction. I might so here's my idea. Let me know what you all think because I'm combining like maybe my original idea with the idea that you had Nifty because I really like it. But like let's say so I have 5 mystery boxes, right? And I pack them full of yarn. I don't tell anybody what's in the yarn, i.e. mystery box. And so I start out with I'm just gonna pick a box and we're gonna bid on it, and like the base price is this, and then we can like people can email me the silent options have the base price, and I can even do like a PowerPoint and like share a screen with that so that I can be on screen with it and not because if I do PowerPoint, honestly, I'll have forgotten what I put in it by that point. Whereas, like, if I just like stuff them that morning, I might remember what is actually in that box. So this first Nightbot thing is if you wanted to donate to me directly without going through the fundraiser, that's fine, obviously, too. So this Nightbot does not have the event on it. This is just the link to my GoFundMe, which is going to help me pay for upfront costs when it comes to costs of putting on a booth and making materials ahead of time, because this is something I'm so passionate about, bringing affordable items to my community. It's not always the most lucrative. I do want to cover my overhead and stuff like that, but I don't really, I don't really have a lot of the money to like make every single thing that I want to make before that, unfortunately. So, but in a little bit, Nightbot should put the fundraiser link, like the day for March 16th. It should put that up soon. And you can click on that and just press remind me, even if you aren't planning on getting anything, and you can it'll just remind you 30 minutes ahead of time that the fundraiser is coming up, so you can show up. um, I don't really ask people to share me out or anything like that, but as we get closer, the more people you can share it out with, obviously the better for me, and I would really appreciate it. But I understand that maybe that's not everyone's thing. I also don't really like asking people to share me out. To me, it's not something I like doing, um, because if you want, it's a Saturday. And it will be at noon Eastern time. Okay, so now that I have started this little shape, it doesn't go out as much as I wanted it to, but that's okay. I can also stuff it so that it's kind of like that instead of a rectangle. So yeah, I can stuff it in different ways. I'm not gonna stuff it very full. I want it to be relatively flat. I don't need it to be like very three-dimensional, just a little bit, so it has some kind of natural shadow and looks cool. So now I'm going to start the decrease process, but I'm not going to do an even decrease where we're going down to like a point like we would with the Packers. We're going to do our decreases so I'm going to go about a third of the way across. So that's like maybe 4 stitches. Probably not. It probably will not be an all-day thing. Then I'm gonna start combining 2 stitches. I can't see the front and back of the stitch to even think about doing invisible decrease, so we're just getting regular decreases up in here. Yeah, it probably won't be an all-day thing. I'm probably just gonna try to do it in like a short-ish time. Like I'll hang out with people and we'll do stuff afterwards, but and I'll try to get people to donate and stuff like that, but it's not going to be an all-day thing. So then I'm doing like decrease like 3 at a time, or like I guess it's more of a single crochet 3 together. so that it starts to kind of lean in one way. And then, so the first third, I did no increases or decreases. The second third, I did two together. And then the third section, I did three at a time. So we're going to kind of do the same thing on the back. Okay, and then we're just going to single crochet that. I'm still keeping my stitch marker just so I can kind of keep an eye on the edge, but see how that already brought in this side a lot, while this side is relatively straight. Now this, I might want to bring in just the tiniest little bit, so maybe I'll do a decrease to start out with, and then, so I'm trying to make like a kind of like a liver shape. I don't know. It's from my skeleton cage thing that I'm doing, and just wanted to put some organs in there. Kind of how this happened is when I envisioned the piece and I was like, oh yeah, I was gonna put like organs and there's gonna be all kinds of stuff, and then I was looking at the reference pictures I had and I was like, none of these have organs or even are like chest cages. Like where did any of this stuff come from in my head? And it turns out that I had for some reason, the inspiration pictures ended up in two spots on my phone, even though I downloaded them at the same time from the same place. And I don't know why. So I found the other ones, and they were the organs and stuff. So I was like, okay, gotta do this. I thought this would look really cool. It just has like a nice texture. It's actually working up softer with a bigger hook. So I think it didn't work out well before because the hook was too small. So it was just the stitches were too crammed, and it just was really awful. But yeah. So I honestly cannot see my stitches. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna do three together. I'm using a 4.5 millimeter hook. This is a Furls. This is one of my earlier Furls. I bought this in the first wave of them releasing the rainbow hooks. I saw it and I was like, I gotta have it. But by the time I got to it, because no one knew if it was going to be a limited edition or what, by the time I got to it, really, they had two sizes, one that I would never really use, and then they had a 4.5, which I was like, um, is it for, yes, um, oh, cool, nice, yeah, this is a 4.5 millimeter hook, but yeah, no one knew if it was going to come back, so we all kind of went for it, and honestly, I don't use a 4.5 often, but, you know, I, I had to have a rainbow hook, and now they're a regular part of the collection, and they're always in stock. And I'm like, oh, fuck my drag. I could have gotten a hook I actually use kind of frequently, but whatever. I'll do two together to kind of bring this side in a little bit more. Can I do that? Or is that one? Is that a stitch? This is so confusing. That is another stitch. Okay. so now I'm gonna go in and do a single crochet there. Okay, so Lydia, if you click the Nightbot link that just dropped, that will be a reminder. If you wanted to just share it with your audience, getting a G-hook, oh, that's a great size. Maybe for the mystery boxes, you could tell people what they have a chance of winning to get people interested. Cool. Maybe I'll do some maybe I'll take pictures of some of the yarn, not that's in, I'll be like, and here are some of the yarns that will be in some of the boxes. And I won't say which boxes it's in or anything like that. But yeah, then I can kind of yeah, I think that could get people excited. Thank you, Nifty, for helping me out with this. I have no idea what I'm doing. So I'm kind of thinking of what a steak looks like or something. I don't really know. I could look up what an organ looks like, but I don't really care. I don't really care if it looks real. I just want it to look good. Cool. Nifty, I think we're on the same page. Yeah, I really do like furls hooks. I have misplaced the majority of my furls hooks. When I went to treatment, I had them all in a bag, and I put them all in boxes in a bag, and in furls boxes. And which I was so glad I kept these and didn't just throw them away, even though they've been littering my floors for months. And then once I got back from treatment, I pulled a couple hooks out, used them, put them in a different place, and now I'm like, where the fuck is the bag? So I gotta find my hooks, because I've been using my clovers a lot because I can't find my furls. Okay, so now we have this kind of shape. I'm gonna do maybe 2 rows without an increase. I feel like email is a lot slower, but not everyone's on Facebook, so I think I will. I think I'll have them email me, and I'll put the email up, and then also in the chat, I'll have it as a pinned comment, so that people can email me. Have a secret. Oh, you do? To win a furls? Oh my gosh, everybody, stop watching this. Go over to Mombi's channel right now. I saw that you posted something, and then I went to click on it, and for some reason, I just my brain just swiped it instead, and I was like, fuck. And then I was like, what did I just swipe again? Ah, fuck. It was your video. I'm sorry. Yes, that would be wonderful. If anyone wants to share me out, that is a great thing to do, just to have as many folks here as possible, because the more people that come, the higher the likelihood that we will get cool things. So I'm glad you think that this looks like a butthole too. I'm really excited about it. I'm super excited because I've always thought that these closures look like, and the back looks like a butt too, but it doesn't have the coloring. But I'm so glad I figured out something that looks like a butt. I know I could close this in a way that had less texture. I'm rubbing the butthole. It's good fortune, you know? But I know I could close this in a way that has less texture, but I actually really like the texture because buttholes have texture. Let me tell you all something. So I used to wax people's bodies for a living. That used to be my job. I was a professional waxer, right? And so, I've seen more buttholes than anyone on this earth has seen. Let's be honest. And so, I feel like I'm kind of a professional butthole seer, or I was at one point. And so, your butthole has texture. They call it a brown star for a reason, because it's kind of shaped like a star. So I just went with it. Yeah, oh my gosh. What about oh my gosh, what if I didn't make them plush and I made huge dangle earrings? of a butthole tree. I will totally make ornaments if anybody wants ornaments. Yeah, that'd be cute. Cause I did well I did a bunch of art teachings that I probably will not be able to find. Which is annoying. Here's the vaginas. Okay, so this is the heart that I did with this yarn. So you can see it's got a cool look to it, but like seeing the stitches was impossible with this size hook. But I have some other ones, like this one. And so like it would be fun to just make like a little like what if I just did this pattern? But I would have to, I guess it's not too hard to make a butthole. And then I make a butthole song. Yep. But I don't know. I can make keychains that are butthole. That would be fun. I would just just reduce the number of stitches, right? Overall. I don't know if anyone in the world other than you would what a butthole keychain. Like, I think these are great. Like, not only if you're a fan of the whole, you know, but also, I mean, like, if someone's being an asshole, you can throw this at them. It's got nothing hard in there yet. And then you could throw them at someone and be like, "You're being an asshole." Like, buttholes can be anything. Yeah, they're like dreams. Oh, geez, make long. Ooh. Yeah, so yeah. So I just think it would be really funny. I've seen like like the cat butthole coasters are obviously like a very recent. They talk about buttholes a lot. That's funny. Yeah, and then I have the penises. I'm holding two penises, and I'm looking for a third. There we go. I feel like this one kind of looks like a little stoned, so I'm kind of tempted to put some red, like make his eyes a little red. I don't know. This one's got little glasses and little lips. It's a little smile. This dude's more chill. This is my most recent creation. Um, but yeah, so just just a pack of peens. I'm so disappointed with how this rainbow turned out. Turned it out. I just like this is such a pretty yarn and it just doesn't look good. Oh, annoying. I guess I could show what I've made for Pride, and if anyone wants to bid or like pay for those, I could sell those at the auction too. Sure. Yeah. So, and then now I'm making a liver. So I'm just making a lot of body parts. The liver is not for Pride. Although I know that there are going to be some people at Pride who could probably use a second liver, um, especially after Pride. But rainbow yarn. New rainbow. Ooh, tell me more. Tell me more. Tell me more. I just ordered from Joanne online. Got a bunch of like just like rainbow colors, like just um, what's the word when they don't solids. I could not think of the word solid. I my brain's been so weird, and I just started Ambien, and so I have been getting sleep. But the thing is, it's not so much that I have a sleep hangover that I go back to sleep. It's more so that like I'm just really tired from being depressed. So I go to bed at like most nights I've been going to bed at like 12, and then I sleep all day till about like 8 p.m. So I'm awake like 4 hours a day. So I gotta be really productive. Yeah, please point me in the direction of this new rainbow yarn. Will you get a promotion at work? 'Cause you're a boss ass bitch, 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 bitch. You're a boss ass bitch. For those of you who don't know, Amy can do anything. She is literally a superhero, and I envy her all the time. But in a way that's like not competitive. It's just because I shaved my husband's taint on Ambien once. Is this a real story? Because like I'm into so much of this. Like, was it like a real like razor, or was it one of those like Okay, wait. So okay, Nightbot needs to shut the fuck up. Like, we're just gonna. I don't know how to delete a comment, but like, no, please don't don't listen to Nightbot. You can have as many emotions as you want. That's one thing I don't like about Nightbot. It's like Nightbot, it's like the police, and I'm like, I can fucking police myself. Jesus. Okay, so you used a razor and you shaved his taint. So you like lifted up his dick and balls, and you decided that just the taint is what bothered you. Cause like testosterone, it just makes you hairy as fuck. And I imagine, I don't know your husband's taint situation, but like testosterone has made me the hairiest version of myself. I made him sit spread eagle on the toilet. Again, I don't really know your husband, but I would pay money to see that. Also, still probably wouldn't be the alcohol was involved. Okay, yeah, okay, that makes a little bit more sense. But I've heard some crazy Ambien stories, and even when my doctor brought up Ambien, I was like, no, like I've heard just too many crazy stories, and like my aunt, like she's on Ambien, and she'll like chain smoke a pack of cigarettes, and like she smokes anyways, but like she'll chain smoke a pack of cigarettes in like the span of like an hour and a half, and like just be sleepwalking, and they have to hide her keys and her wallet from her and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, I'm just really scared of this medication. And she was like, that's like not necessarily like the norm. She was like, I do have to tell you, like this that sleepwalking can happen. And I was like, so the first night I took it, I was so fucking nervous. I was so nervous that it took me like an hour to fall asleep. Like, thank God I didn't miss my window. Um, but like, I was so nervous that I was like hyperventilating in bed, like, I'm gonna like find the keys. And I asked Mel to hide my keys in my wallet. And I was like, I'm gonna find them and I'm gonna drive and I'm gonna kill somebody. I was so nervous. And it turns out I just actually got a night of sleep, which was pretty cool. But then I slept like, all of the next day. This is kind of looking like a liver, right? I'm into it. Would Hannibal Lecter eat it? Yeah. Cool. All right. That is crazy. But also, why the taint? Like, I mean, you can have your reasons, you can have your mysteries if you want, but like, but why the taint? Like, that's actually what's bothering me. Why of all places? Because like that doesn't get involved in like any parties, right? I mean, I guess if you're down there just licking around, that can happen. But usually that's not that area of a part, right? He keeps asking me to get back on it. Oh wait, so he wanted you to do. I thought you were like, babe, I need to shave your taint. I thought that's what the situation was. Now I know it's a little different. I was messed up. That's fair. That's fair. No, it's fine. Okay, now we're on the same page. Okay. like, honestly, like, the thing about marriage and long-term relationships is you just start doing weird shit. Like like, stuff that, like, you would be like when you start dating someone, you're like, "I would it was your idea. I love that. I love that." Okay, that makes me more excited for Ambien. Um, but, like, I can't drink that much, so that whole thing's not gonna happen. But, but, uh where was I going with this? I don't know. But yeah, so but like things that like you would never think of like doing for someone else. Even like so far as like draw you a chart sometime. Please, please. I'll be waiting. Today's our 16-year anniversary. Oh my gosh, happy anniversary to you both. That is an amazing, amazing, amazing feat. I know that you both have been together through very difficult times, and I'm so happy that you found your person. Sounds awesome. So I'm very happy for you. You deserve that in the world. You all do. You're all great. Um, but yeah, so like when you like start dating someone, you're like, oh, I would never like burp or fart or like whatever in front of someone, or I never like pop someone else's pimples. You get married, that's like your life. So like just a heads up, if you think that that's not going to become your life, you can't avoid it. It will happen. Like, here's a not fun thing. So like, and like, this is potentially like bordering. I know it's hard to be like, wow, Ian, that's TMI for you because like I kind of just say everything I think of. But like, so I have a condition called hidradenitis suppurativa, short form HS, and you can get cysts in any place that you sweat hormonally. Think about that. Um, so it can be underarms, it can be groin, it can be right up in your ass. It's awful. And so most of my breakouts tend to be below the belt. And so like I've had to have Mel like help me with that. And like you couldn't have told me more than 10 years ago that like my significant other was helping me out with that situation. I would have been like, no one will ever do that. No one will ever do that. But it happens. So just, if you're not in that position, just be prepared. If that's your goal, just know that you're gonna do some shit that's kind of weird. Okay, so now I'm gonna start my decreases. I'm sorry, Lydia. Now, when I did my decrease 3 together, I do have some gaps there that I'm not loving. So I'm gonna leave a long tail, and I'm just gonna go up and start sewing them together, like the holes kind of close, just so it doesn't stand out so much. Stand out so much. I am just my I have been taking my life has just been a mess. Um, yeah, I went a month and a half or 2 months without tea. Thank you. It was a goal, so I'm glad it starts to look like a liver. Yeah, little liver there. Mm. I did not even look up a picture of a liver. I was like, let me imagine a liver. Okay, try to make that. So I'm glad it actually looks like a liver. Or some fucking organ. I don't care. It doesn't have to be a liver. Like, it's funny, like, if the people who commission us to make stuff knew the process of, like, us making their stuff, I wonder, like, what they would think. Like, the fact that I'm on here and I'm like, I don't fucking care that it doesn't look like a liver. It's just gotta look like something. Like, yeah. I just wonder how that would go. Probably not well. Um, so I'm gonna start closing this up. So I'm going to do a decrease every other stitch, yeah, every other, and then do a I'm so bad at words right now. Sorry. Yeah, my brain just is not having it today, tonight, or under any circumstances. Now, if I squeeze this really hard with the 4.5mm hook, I can see some of the, and if I look really hard, like you can see like a little bit of the polyfill. But overall, I think that the polyfill situation isn't bad, and no one's gonna be squeezing it. It's gonna be part of the garment. But I don't know. I don't really like it, but I know that I couldn't use really anything smaller than this because it was just so. Um, it was so terrible to work with. Maybe I just missed some stitches. I don't know. Yeah, so if you are seeing Nightbot when Nightbot's not scolding people for using emojis, fuck. Anyways, Nightbot and I are friends. Just a little, jumps the gun a little bit. Anyways, so the first one is if you want to donate directly to my GoFundMe. This is going to be the fundraiser that we fundraise for the second link on the 16th. And then, so you can donate to me directly. This is going to help me with overhead, upfront costs, all of that stuff. This is my first market, and I don't do a lot of stuff for profit. Like, I do it kind of just to break even, and it's more about making affordable items for the community for me. I am going to have to mark prices up for like overhead and stuff at Pride, but yeah, so I don't make a lot of money doing what I do, but for me, it's important to bring a level of accessibility to a lot of items that people charge out the ass for because they know people are desperate and will pay for them. And I don't want to be that person who takes advantage of my community just because I know that they're kind of in that position where they have to, you know, they have to pay, So I try to make things as affordable as possible. The second link is for the actual fundraiser that I'm doing. Now that will take place on March 16th at noon Eastern Standard Time. If you click that link right now, all it's going to do is it's going to say, there's a button that says remind me later or something. And you just click that and it'll remind you 30 minutes before the event. So even if you're not sure you can come or anything like that, you can always just put the reminder on there. Or even if you know you're not going to buy anything or whatever, bid on anything, that's fine too. I actually don't want this stitch right there. Ugh, why would anyone use yarn like this? I mean, it does look cool. I think that the look of it takes, distracts from like the sheer annoyance of working with it. Like it just kind of it gives like an organ look to it where it's just got some different dimension based on how the light hits the. Is this velvet? This isn't chenille, right? Because chenille has like hairs like going all around the string, whereas this is kind of like this is like if you bought like trim at the. Let me put it up here. This is like if you bought trim at the fabric store and it's like sewn on one side. Can you see that? And then it's just got like fringe on the end. I'm sorry, Lydia, that you're not feeling well. Hey, baby. Yeah. No. Oh, I'll take him out. Sorry. I gotta go take my dog out. So I'm gonna let you all go, and I'll talk to you later, and I'll put a picture of this liver up in Army of Weirdos. Okay, bye.